claw down and that out of the way, welcome back to the Slam a Claw podcast, featuring your hosts Rowan and Nolan Peterson here.
Hell yeah.
And for us, it's been a minute since we've recorded. We went through the whole holiday season without recording a single episode.
No.
Which proves that how fucking efficient we were, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. It was fucking... Fuck.
Now we just like,
reshoot it. Fuck. Okay, well, if for those who are listening, we totally fucked up that high five. There was just no communication. It's okay.
That was not a preconceived high five.
I shouldn't have brought it up. It's been a minute since we recorded. The holiday season was just busy, I think, for both of us, and there's just like shit going on.
Yeah, I was back and forth out of town. I was doing a whole lot of stuff, so
I was not doing any of that, but I was unavailable a lot of the time. I just felt like, I don't know, just needing time on other things, and like there's a lot of like emotional fucking shit, you know, that was
during the holidays.
During the holidays, it just gets like intense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to do work and like
deal with all that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the beginning of the next phase, right? Like first chapter. Phase has been, there's the beginning and the end for us work-wise.
Yeah.
And now we took a break and we're coming back, and I'm ready to come back full swing, you know?
Yeah.
I have the motivation of like all my peers up in Boulder like going back to school. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it feels
like focus on your thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's gonna be like times where I can bool and I can like study with friends, you know, while also like where I can just do whatever I want, like or I can be working, you know what I mean? So, and have that time and that space. Yeah. Last episode we had one of our friends, Magnolia Mole Queen, come over, featured guest. Make sure to check that out. We had some fun conversations. Yeah,
no, she was a super cool guest.
It was so long ago.
Very knowledgeable person.
Yeah, very knowledgeable person. So long ago, though. Like, I can hardly remember it, honestly.
Yeah, no, what? That was probably like 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago for us. And that's crazy. Yeah. But I will say, like, I was looking at it today, and at the very end, we're like, that's it. And I get up and I'm like, I'm so drunk. Damn. It was pretty funny, dude. Yeah, I thought that was pretty rad.
Just getting up and just being super drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you like when sitting down, you don't really realize like
you
how
don't really
really get on the podcast. And then you get up and you're like, ooh, I'm in it.
Exactly. I'm in it. I'm in the Slam a Claw. I'm in the claw.
I'm in the claw.
Maybe by the time the video for this episode goes out, we'll have a design for a new shirt.
Yeah.
That we can throw up, because that'd be sick.
They haven't seen the shirt, huh?
They haven't. You haven't seen the shirt. Nolan made a shirt for me for Christmas.
Yeah.
Slam a Claw branded. It was fucking awesome. You haven't seen it yet. We should show. If we don't come up with a new design, we'll show that one.
Yeah.
We'll show a pic of me wearing it or something.
Cool.
Fucking fashion blog style.
Hell yeah! Made it at the mall.
It's worth $25. But yeah, like. The new design is exciting. It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll like it.
Yeah. Hell yeah, just coming up with new branding and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to get the word out about the podcast.
Exactly.
Trying to get the hype built.
Yeah, the one thing I wish that the t-shirt had like a Spotify or something,
so
you know what I mean?
A QR code?
Or that'd be sick, a QR code. I was just thinking like the Spotify logo or the Anchor logo or something, right?
That'd be pretty dope.
But like a QR code would be bomb as fuck.
Yeah, QR code. We gotta have the koozie at the pocket.
That's such a big thing. Honestly, a koozie as a pocket, like.
Wouldn't that be just so amazing?
Would it be?
Yes, because you could put, like, if it was a tall,
it would be uncomfortable.
Pocket, it would be hella uncomfortable. But that's not
shirt.
But the whole point of the shirt is that like, it's a Slam a Claw shirt. So you would put a claw and it's perfectly designed for a singular claw in the pocket.
A lobster claw.
Yeah. just a big ass
crab ray
crab claw.
Crab
rock
ray
lobster.
Yeah. But I don't. We'll see about that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that sounds like a lot of work.
I mean, it would be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You have to think like.
How far are you willing to go for fashion though?
Not very far. I think tucking my shirt in and like having a belt up to my like actual hips is enough for me.
Yeah, when did you make that decision? I was thinking about that. I was like, he tucked his shirt in.
I made that decision when I put the shirt on.
Okay. So is it shirt to shirt basis?
It's shirt to shirt basis. I try to tuck in most of my shirts just because I don't know, I feel like it's a style.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do it out of style.
I do it out of
practicality.
Style. Absolutely. Well, sometimes like the thing is like when it's cold out and your boy's moving around, it's definitely way beneficial to tuck in your shirt to keep in your heat.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that there's like a reason.
I mean, that's a reason, right? It's also a good reason so you don't like show your underwear if you got loose pants or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
like I used to do it just like out of like professionality when I was working. I would tuck in my shirt.
Right.
But like pretty much only tuck in my shirt when I was working.
Right.
Otherwise, I would just throw it on.
I like having the shirt tucked in when I'm doing something.
Okay.
You know, I do it at work, right? So it just puts me in the mindset.
Okay.
Of like, I guess work, right? Like doing something. But if I'm lounging, I'll like, oh, this is fucking uncomfortable. Fucking pants off, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Schlong out.
Yeah. Just lay
Mid-highway.
Lay it on the thigh.
Lay it on the thigh. A gentle lay.
Yeah. That's how I present my penis. Pretty much anybody. I just.
For those who are listening, me and Nolan are making gestures as if you're presenting, I guess, a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Like that you made.
A fresh baked loaf of bread. That's how I kind of think of my penis. A hot steaming loaf.
Hot steaming loaf, dude. That's how I think of my shits. Yeah. Well. Oh shoot, man. Okay. So topics for today's episode. What are you thinking? What's going on? What do you got want to talk about?
I mean, I haven't really been doing a whole lot. I just like
what? I got something.
Oh.
A song. We made a song.
Oh yeah, we did make a song.
We did make a song. Yeah.
Might I add that I had some fire ass bars in it.
Fire bars, bro. Absolutely fire. Yeah. We pretty much we didn't make the music to the song. We just we took a song and then put a verse of Nolan and a verse of me on different parts of the song. So the song is called "This Feeling" by Calvin Valentine, remixed by Daddy Kev, featuring Fat Tony. And then this version of the song is all of those people plus us. So there's actually like a lot of things going into this song, which is cool. Like
there's a lot of different elements to it.
There's a lot of different elements to it. It's a remix of a song. It's got a feature already.
Yeah, it's a remix of a remix.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got a feature on a remix, and then it's got us featuring on that featured remix. Like
it's pretty wild.
It's pretty wild. Yeah. And I think our bars are fucking fire, bro.
Hell yeah.
Just look out for Going Monkey, bro. Just a little Going Monkey. That's a little inside joke. So
you could say. I think I just have like a hard time not like. Especially when I work with somebody, like it's hard not to just like put on like a character.
Absolutely.
And like it's hard for me not to to switch out of like being funny all the time.
Right, because you want to make people laugh and you want to get validation.
Yes.
So it's like hard to.
And it's like I feel like my easy go-to is doing funny stuff.
Right, funny.
So
yeah,
like
sure.
like when we're working on that song, like the only thing I could think of is just like how can I make this entertaining?
Right.
So it's like when I was going through it, I was like, okay, fucking stepmoms, monkey, fucking what else? Krispy Kreme Donny, like rhyming. What is it? Shorty with Donny.
Shorty with Donny.
Yeah.
As an abbreviation for donut.
Yeah. So it's like.
But our verses are kind of connected. Yes,
I tried to connect it because you mentioned donut, I believe, and so I was like, okay, I could try to. Fit it in somehow. So Krispy Kreme donut.
Is that the only way it connects?
I believe so.
I love that.
Or
I don't even see. The thing is, I always tried to make
you had me put this feeling.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. And you sort of like a slant reference to it.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, I kind of want to make this. I want to make sure this is coming out more of like a narrative of the process, just to give you guys some context. I approached Nolan with the idea of like wanting to complete something in terms of like a song or music wise, and so it took us a while to find that track.
Yeah.
It just because like at first I wanted to make the song, make the music for it, and then it became like I was a little reluctant to just do it on a track that we didn't make. And then I had the thought and the realization that like I have like a whole playlist of songs that I freestyle to, and I have a plan to put out like an EP of all of me freestyling over all of those, or having written verses for all of those songs. And this feeling by Kevin Valentine, remixed by Daddy Kev featuring Fat Tony, is one of those songs, right? And so I had already made this verse, or had already listened to this song a whole bunch of times, and I had already figured out like what would be ideal for when and where, right? And I had figured out, I guess like, I don't know, the context for Fat Tony's verse, I guess, and like other stuff like that. I don't know. I shit, dude. I totally lost my train of thought. Broke down a little.
The Fat Tony.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're just talking about how like your process on making the verse and like your list, your fucking list of
list of songs.
Yeah, list of songs that you want to do verses on. And the process behind it.
Yeah,
it's just like you wanted to complete.
I totally forgot that I had that. You know, I had this thing, so I was like, wait, why don't we just like work on this together? You know?
Yeah.
Because like, why not have a featured artist on one of my tracks? You know what I mean? Or one of the tracks of the future EP. You know?
Yeah.
And then I also like there was a song that I was so close to completing that I also got very close to completing, which I thought I was at a point, and then I re-listened to it, and I just felt like there's too much of this like latter half that isn't me, so I want to do something with it somehow.
Yeah.
Either make it just shorter or maybe add a verse somewhere else. And also there's like, and I say a particular line in a verse that is over Cucumber Water by Bisquick.
Bisquick.
Yeah, it's Biskwiq. And he made a song, and I wrote verses over it, and then it becomes this remix of a song I can't remember.
Yeah.
And there's a point later that is more of an instrumental. I felt like I could add a verse there. And also there's a line in it. That's what I was getting at. There's a line in it that I say, what is it? A flipped track. Like I'm rapping over this flipped track. Yeah. And instead of saying flipped, I want to kind of reference the like Bisquick somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but that's sort of another thing I like specifically want to change.
Yeah.
And it's way better to have like these specific changes, right? Like I want to change that line, and I want to add a verse here, right? Like,
yes.
It's a little tough to figure out what that verse is going to be.
Yeah.
But based on what I've written for the first verse, I think it'll become a little easier to figure it out.
Yeah. No, it's all just a process. Going back through it and revising what you don't like and trying to make it the best version of the song that you can make it.
Yeah, definitely. What were some of your highlights and notable events through that
process?
Yeah, through that process.
It's just like that night was the first time I even heard that song.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you had been working on verses for this and kind of thinking about it for a while.
Right.
So I feel like you put a little bit more thought into what you were saying, whereas like I came up with pretty much everything in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like I went through it with the mindset of like, okay, if this is my section,
mm-hmm.
and this is the time I'm allotted,
right,
then I'm going to make it the most entertaining bit that I can make it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want, like, everything that I do, I want it to stand out a little bit. So It's just like, when I'm writing lyrics specifically, I try to make it so, like, what the fuck, that you're just like, did Nolan just like fucking say that? Like,
Right.
is he okay with saying that? You know, because it's like, I feel like pushing the limit a little bit is almost like my brand.
Right.
Because it's like I generally only put out stuff that people are like, what the fuck? Like people don't like look at my work and go like, oh, eh. You know, they're always like, what the fuck did he just do? You know,
Right,
so it's
yeah.
just like, that's kind of like on brand for like what I do. So like the lyrics are so out there. And
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, and so like fucked.
But not as out there, like, because the thing is, like, you don't understand. The final version that you guys are seeing is a tamed down version of what Nolan like originally writes.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah.
I have to dial him back.
Yes. So like originally, like what? It was like,
Why?
yeah, what was my original? I was thinking of it in the car when we were listening to it. I was like,
Something about feeling somebody up.
yes. Okay. So it was like the stepmom and like. I'm feeling her up, but she don't even know. And I was like, it rhymed, but I was like, that's rape.
That's rape.
So I was like,
I'm gonna show it to him, but I know he won't like it.
yeah. I was like, okay, let's cut that part out because and this is all like hypothetical situation.
Right? Yeah. Don't get scared. No, you're
None of
good.
this actually happened. This is a hypothetical stepmom.
This
hypothetical
is a story
club,
we're telling. Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't mention that I rape a girl.
You're right. Yeah.
Or like molest a girl.
Right. And her stepmom.
Yeah, and her stepmom. So I was like, okay.
But just the incest is okay.
So yeah, so when we were talking about that, I was like, okay. It went through the process of, okay, so I can't rape a girl, but I can respect a girl.
Right. Yeah.
So-
let's make her healthy.
Yeah, let's make her healthy. So let's get this girl toned the fuck up. So then it's like that's kind of the process I went to. You know, it just
Makes
like
sense.
taking a negative and trying to spin it in a way that it's like it's funny still, but it's also like no one ain't gonna get a rape charge off this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like I was there to help that process.
100%. You definitely tone me down. You definitely keep me grounded.
I feel like you do the same to me because like every time I'm trying to really, really tweak something or really, really build multiple layers, I can have to tone it back. Or I say dick too much.
Yeah.
Help me tone that back.
Understood.
Alrighty. See you guys in a second. Oh, here's an ad. It's weird.
Yeah, vaginas are weird.
Are dicks that different from one another? Maybe.
Well, we were talking about this. It's like, okay, is your dick hole a slit or a circle?
Right. We were talking about that.
And it's like I had the preconceived notion that everybody had a slit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what mine is. I can't remember.
When you pee, does it spiral?
Yeah. The thing is, I got foreskin, so it pees. Yeah. Fuck, I'll never know.
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
I think it does spiral. It's not just
Because like when my pee comes out, it's almost like
it's like a blade.
It's like a laminar flow that flips.
I know exactly. What you're
so you know exactly what I'm talking about, and I think that's because of the slit. The slit provides the laminar flow up front, but then
then it's a fucking
and then it flips.
Yeah, it flips. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because you were looking like because when I pee, I'm like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool. Like,
Let me fucking like do
Yeah.
the laminar throw thing.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
just
where you
poke
stick,
it.
yeah, you stick your finger through it. You gotta record it in like super slow mo.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like when I pee, it's like. I mean, it has to go through the foreskin, so it gets all fucked up. I only see the slit. I only see the laminar flow sometimes.
Your foreskin wraps over your dick?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
when it's not like hard. When it's hard, the head of the penis is out.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking, that's crazy. It's a completely different world.
It's a super different world.
It's like, so do you have to like unroll it to pee?
I don't have to. No, I just pee through the foreskin. It just goes out.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's cool.
I don't
Fuck
know.
yeah.
I wish I had a foreskin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Like I used to know this dude named Luke, and the same. Did I ever tell you about the Luke that ate my dip?
No. Oh, maybe.
Okay, so there's this Luke that eats dip, and he
Sounds like a children's book. The Luke that ate my dip.
But he was trying to regrow his foreskin.
How?
Through tugging and like a process that he read in a book.
Interesting. Tugging.
Yes, it's
stretching it out.
Yeah, trying to stretch it back over his dick.
Damn.
And I don't believe that works.
I don't know.
Like,
feels like it wouldn't.
I've jerked off long enough that if I was going to regrow my foreskin, it would have regrown. So it's like, I don't think tugging on your dick is going to make it regrow your foreskin. Even though I wish it did.
Right.
I wish I could regrow a foreskin.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. That way I can like... Because doesn't it cut off like a shit ton of nerve endings and stuff?
I don't know. I just know that it makes the tip of your dick less...
sensitive.
Yeah, less sensitive. Yeah, exactly.
And being on Lexapro, I can take all the sensitivity I need to get. My dick don't work.
My dick don't work. Yeah, dude. Sometimes I just get so nervous and in my head that it don't work, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like... I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I definitely have watched too much porn at multiple points in my life, you know?
Why aren't you spinning?
You don't vibrate like those ones I'm used to.
Yeah. Why aren't you bouncing at 300 RPM? BPM? Bounces per minute?
Bouncing on RPM.
300 bounces per minute?
Wow. That'd be pretty big. Yeah, that'd be it. It'd probably be faster than that.
Yeah, no. That's
300 bounces per minute. Wow. Because I'm thinking, beats per minute,
yeah.
Right? And like, damn.
Slams on dick 300 times per minute.
That's how you shrink your dick.
Yeah, that's how you just fucking slam
your foreskin down into yourself.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
End up with a clip.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend fucked me so hard that I now have a clitoris. I now have a micro penis.
Damn.
Do you know anybody who has a micro penis?
I don't, like, for how much I talk about penises, I don't know the size of penis of, like, any of my friends.
What about Gavin?
No.
Okay. Was he pretty protective?
No, it's not even that. It's like, he knows the size of my penis, but that's only because he showered me.
Right.
Like, because I was so drunk, and I vomited all over myself, and apparently he showered me.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's the only reason he knows the size of my dick. And it's like, I probably wasn't even hard.
Right.
So it's like, he saw a soft Nolan penis.
I know.
It's like,
damn it, Gavin!
Yeah, it's like, come on, Gavin, you gotta see the hard thing. You gotta see...
Don't judge me on my fucking...
I was looking at my dick yesterday, and I was like, damn, you're a little guy. You know, like, when it's soft, it's like, oh, man, you're just a little guy. Good little boy. And it's just like, I don't know the size of any of my friends' penises.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I know the size of...
I can tell if they're gonna be, like, okay.
What do you mean?
Like, if... Based on, like, what girl they've got.
Interesting.
Like, if they have a very attractive... Girlfriend.
Then they have dick?
I'm assuming.
Interesting.
I'm assuming there's probably a correlation.
Do you think that's because girls like dick, or do you think that's because like I feel like there's a lot of things
dating wise. So I think that there's a correlation between if they keep a girl.
But do you think hot girls, like, is that specific? Do you think hot girls like value bigger dick than?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. There's no way that they don't. Like, I don't think if Gavin...
I think that's kind of true.
If Gavin had a micro penis, I don't think he'd pull the same level of girls that he does.
Uh-huh. Okay. And if he was just, like, weighed a little less, he would have even more dick.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ask Aaron Hansen.
Yeah, true. That's why...
Link to this clip
that's why I go
up
through
in the eye in the... Where is it? Up in the eye in the corner, guys. You can... I'll remember. I won't remember. But there's a link to a Game Grumps clip where he talks about his dick shrinking, so make sure to watch that.
Yeah, Aaron Hansen.
Oh boy.
But yeah, like I think there's definitely a correlation.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, fair. I don't think... There's a tricky thing to say here. You know, there's like... Dating's weird, is all I'll say.
Yeah. I mean...
Dating is weird.
It's like, I wouldn't... I wouldn't put myself out there as much if I knew that like I wasn't gonna be like if I didn't have the track record that I did, like I wouldn't put myself out there as much. I'd present myself in a different way.
Interesting. What do you mean?
Like if I had a micro penis, I'd be way more hyper focused on being a very
good boyfriend.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It's
Fair.
like putting myself out there is like it's definitely tied to the size of my penis.
I understand.
It's like I don't like approach women.
Damn.
I approach women differently.
Yeah.
Because it's like I know it's like I'm gonna be okay. So it's like now I have to preface to you to make sure that you're gonna be like an okay partner to like be with. Like just like in general.
Right.
Like make sure like I have a big enough penis that I don't have to settle. You know?
Right.
It's like I need a good person. So it's like now I can focus on that rather than like if I had a small penis, it's like, oh, I guess if she wants to fuck other dudes, that's fine. You know?
You're saying cucks have small dicks.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I won't agree. I won't disagree.
Okay. You're taking a no stance on this one?
No stance on that one, yeah.
What, you're not anti-cuck? What's your stance on cucks?
Hey, man, I don't know. I don't want to be a cuck. I'll say that. How about that? It makes me uncomfortable, right?
Okay.
I wouldn't want it.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say that like someone else has a smaller dick because they like watching their woman get fucked.
But it makes me uncomfortable.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, totally. I'm on, yeah.
Because the entire time you're just like, oh.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch those
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, it's
you know?
like, oh,
and also,
God.
a lot of that stuff on like videos of it, at least, are very racial. And like it can be about like a black man taking on like a white woman while the white boyfriend watches, and like that's just like playing into like a whole bunch of racial like microaggressions.
Is that
and,
like the new age racism?
That's not new age racism. That's like old age racism.
Is it?
Yeah, because like you gotta think of like Birth of a Nation. If you've ever heard of that, like it's like an old movie that was made that depicted like black people as like a beast, like taking white women and like all of that stuff, and like the white folk going after like the black people, and so like you got to think about how when there's videos of cuckolds watching their white partner get fucked by this black beast, right? You know, you got to think that what type of racial I don't know, just racist tendencies that plays into, you know. And that's not, I mean, that's not entirely why it makes me uncomfortable. It could be with whatever type of race person is getting fucked, you know. It just makes me uncomfortable being like sad, right?
Yeah,
like
no, it's like I didn't even think of it as like a race thing. I think of it more as just like, oh man, the love of my life is getting pounded by somebody that
it's just like I would feel like if you looked up cuckold on Pornhub and you took a poll of like ones where it's a black man versus like just another white man.
Yeah.
I feel like you would see a lot more black man than you would white man.
So you think like maybe it's like
it's part of the genre, it feels like, you know?
Yeah, it's like that's generally not in my recommended.
Right.
Like,
yeah, interracial is always getting shoved down my throat.
Really?
Every time I go. And I use incognito browsers, so it's like, what are you basing this off of?
Popular trends.
Popular trends.
So like it's that brings it back to like it's weird that like I feel like since we grew up in such like or I guess me, like I grew up in like Golden and
white
area. We had like 3 black kids that went to our school.
Yeah.
So it's like racism wasn't really a thing that we had to think about. It's like we didn't have to like hold our tongue. We didn't have to like we didn't think about it, and like none of our friends were like, fuck black kids, like none of them were like that.
Yeah.
So it's weird to think that there's an entire culture in different parts of America that are like, yeah, fuck black kids.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's super weird
because it's like, why? You know?
Yeah.
What did they do? I can't exactly pinpoint like why you have so much hate for it. You know, it's like it like racism it's so weird. It like doesn't make a whole lot of sense why that like
it's all based like it's just like European people found like went to Africa and didn't like it and like took the like were able to they were just different, right? Like
but like are you like I've never been so gung-ho about anything in my life. Can you imagine being so gung-ho
about fucking like hating black people?
Yes.
That's bizarre. Yeah, it's totally bizarre. Yeah.
It's fucking wild. It's like I don't even have like a hard stance on like a pizza topping. Like
yeah.
Like let alone anybody else's life.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Like I could give a fuck less about anything. Like just don't be mean. Like it's that simple.
Right, yeah, that's a good way to be, man. Like that's a pretty safe way. You might lose like there might be a moment where something becomes too passive, right?
Yes, it's like during the whole like Black Lives Matter thing when like George Floyd and stuff was going on,
right?
And like the riots and stuff was on.
Black Lives Matter, right?
Yeah, it's like I took the stance of like I'm just gonna shut the fuck up, and it's like I'm not gonna say anything,
right?
But that's mainly just because people that have a voice and like want to say some shit, they can say some shit. They don't need to see my crab rangoon memes right now. That's why I took
those. Yeah,
I'm gonna take a break on that and just let you guys have your time.
Right.
Because it's like it's not my time. It's not time for ragoon memes.
Right. What if like one of your followers was someone who like possibly needed to see something, you know, like that's the like if it spreads. You got like 6 degrees of separation, right? So like you're 6 degrees away from a Trump supporter. You know, you're 6 degrees away from like a fucking Capitol rioter, right?
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I think that's the appeal, or like that's the point of like sharing things on your story, or at least that was back then, right, when it was all going around, and. So, like, what if, like, one of your followers was one of those people who, like, could have benefited from seeing one of those things?
I feel like there was enough going around.
Right.
That, like, I didn't want to crowd it with shit that I didn't full-heartedly support.
Right, and you also run the risk of, like, starting a conversation that you don't necessarily, like...
Am knowledgeable about. It's
right.
like... It's like, yes, but it's all, like, a moral compass thing, you know? It's
definitely.
like, I feel like... We know not hating people is a good thing, you know? But, like, some people don't see that.
Yeah.
So it's, like, understood, but, like, I don't want to interact with you.
And honestly, like, shout out for us, like, knowing that hating someone is bad. And, like, being mean is not cool.
Yeah. It's
like, at the simplest level, right?
Yeah.
I might be, like, a little bit more outspoken, but I still know that, like, you're not going to stand for any sort of... I don't know, you're not going to support anybody. You know, that's, like, not worthy of being supported, right? You know, that's the thing. Is that you might not take a stance and you might not prevent anything. But, like, you're not going to support anyone who's bad, right?
Yes.
And there's a danger to being so passive that I want to acknowledge, but, like, I'm not here to do that for you. You know what I mean?
No, but I understand that, like, it's like... Being supportive and being passive are two separate different things. But
right,
like,
yeah.
It's like the greater of two evils. It's like, would I rather be so passive that people think I don't care? Or should I be over... because it's like, when that was all going on, it's like there was so much information being poured out. You know?
Right, yeah.
So it's like, what is worthy of being... shared.
It's a lot of things needing your attention.
Yes,
and it's a lot. It's
so
very
it's
overwhelming
like,
for sure.
I would rather everyone form their own opinion, and like hopefully realize, hey, hating people is bad.
Right.
But like, it's like I feel like it doesn't fit my brand as far as like, I'm not political. I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm here to entertain.
Nice.
But like, I don't want like myself to be affiliated with like a certain group.
Right, yeah.
Because it's like if you ask my opinion on it, it's like it's different. but nobody is asking Nolan's opinion on anything.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like nobody wants my opinion.
Right. I mean, what do you think this show is?
Yeah.
It's all.
Yeah.
It's half my opinions, half your opinions.
Yeah, but it's like, just be fucking nice. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's a solid opinion. Dude.
If it doesn't check the list of
be
that
nice.
was nice, then I don't like it.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Absolutely,
it's like that's how I live my life. It's like if it's like that was wrong, I'll probably give a, you know, like, you know, it's like fucking people do things where it's like, you know, sometimes it's like, I don't like that.
I don't like that. If it doesn't check the "that was nice" box, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, we got 25 seconds. I want to plug a few things. Make sure to check out our Instagram. That's at @SlamACloudPod. Our TikTok. We're coming out with clips. We've been working on a few. We're on a little hiatus, so we got a lot of backlog to get through with clips. Check out the anchor.fm /SlamACloudPod to support us for every monthly, and you can cancel anytime, so it can only be 1 month if you just want to do a one-time donation. See you guys in a second. Fuck off. Welcome back. After the break, thank you for listening to that ad. Losers. And I wanted this part to be more of like focused on 2020 and our goals for 2021, maybe, you know? So in terms of 2020, highlights for 2020 for you.
Highlights, I don't know. This year's been pretty weird. I lost my job.
Yeah, that's tough.
But honestly, it's like I feel like this podcast and like the work that we've been doing has definitely been a highlight of 2020.
Definitely.
Just because it's like I feel like it kind of dug me out of like kind of like a stupor.
Right. Yeah.
Where it's just like I wasn't doing anything.
Right.
So it's like now it's like I have something to hyper focus on and kind of put my energy towards that's something productive.
Definitely. Yeah, I would say definitely a highlight because like in the beginning of the year I was going to concerts. Other than that, like shit just turned sour, and then we reached out to each other essentially. Got the idea for the podcast because I was just itching. You know what I mean? The circumstances were immaculate.
Yeah.
Sadly, under like pretty fucked up circumstances for both of us. You know what I mean? But like, it was like the perfect timing, and like we're having to work hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like we're low key like kind of behind, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta start focusing on clips.
It's hard, dude. And I'm trying like I've talked to my therapist about like the best way to schedule my time. Yeah. Essentially, and because like I've tried doing like a very specific strict schedule where I block out hours and like I mark out like transportation and like just excessive, right? And it never works out, and I never stay to it. But I've created this sort of like weekly minimum of like 8 hours of working on stuff. So like ideally like 2 hours during 4 days of the week or something like that. Yeah. And I started it on Thursday, and I started like the practice of it on Thursday, and I haven't finished anything yet, you know, and that's been sort of because like I counted one of the hours on Thursday as going to therapy, and then the second hour was like figuring out my schedule. And then like it's very slacked, it's very lazy work right now. It's relaxed, and it's sort of by design, you know, like I'm trying not to set any expectations for those 2 hours, you know, because that's something that really halts my workflow, is me being too hard on myself. You know, and like it's a struggle. Like I don't know, like I have a lot of pressure on myself, and there's a lot of question on like why are you pushing yourself so hard, you know, like go easy on yourself. And it's like I'm not in school, you know what I mean? Like I'm doing this by myself for myself, you know what I mean? And there's no one else to put pressure on me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yep. And this brings up an interesting question. Do you feel any pressure to put like make like it revolving the podcast, do you personally feel any pressure to like meet a quota?
I mean, because of our backlog and for how hard we did push for so long,
Right.
it's like I felt like we were okay for a little bit.
Right.
And definitely with the holiday break and everything, it was just like, it was just easier. Like I knew I had backup just in
Right.
case.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it was alleviating knowing that, but knowing that like now we have to really start pushing and really start focusing on like getting shit out.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more pressure.
Right.
But I know how quickly we did it last time.
Right.
And how quickly we can catch up again.
Right. Yeah.
That it's like, I'm fully confident that we're going to be able to push through that section.
Yeah.
Not even like thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, how many weeks? So we just put out episode 10 is going to come out this Monday.
Yes.
And that's the last episode, and it's not even edited yet.
Yeah.
So I have to edit that one, but like once that's up, that's going to be the end of our backlog, and that must have been at like I guess 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Roughly, probably only 4 weeks of recording because we did 2 episodes consistently for like 3 weeks at least.
Yeah.
You know 100%. What I mean? And there was like a couple weeks before that where we only did 1. Couple weeks after that where we only did 1 a week. You know what I mean? So that sort of adds up. But like we were able to do that. And I'm wondering if after that 3 weeks of doing it two episodes a week, if we kind of got burnt out and that's why we switched back to 1 a week.
Yeah. Maybe.
I feel like there was an element of like burnout, especially when it started getting with the clips. For me personally. Like, those clips
are hard.
Clips are hard.
Just because it's like so much back and forth and so much like
almost frame by frame animation.
Yes.
It's half a second by half a second animation, dude.
Yep.
It's hard, tedious work.
Yep.
And there's it's a shame, and it's really easy. It's helpful when the clips themselves are funny.
Yes.
Right now, I'm working with a clip that isn't funny.
Yeah.
And I'm having to make it funny through the edit.
Yeah.
And it's different and it's hard and it's taking me a long time, you know?
Yeah. See, it's like I feel like I almost like you can definitely tell a difference in like our editing styles because it's like
which clips you make and which clips I make.
Yes, just because it's like I feel like I add a lot more PNGs.
You do, yeah. That's something that's specific and very noticeable for sure.
Yeah,
and that's not like a bad thing. I would also say like to the point of, I think I might do more zooms.
Okay.
And I think there's the way the camera moves might be more fluid depending on how you do it, because I know that you use the sliders, use the numbers, like just move X back and forth, where I will like click on the animation thing in the frame. I will move it. Right, exactly.
So it's definitely different. You use a lot more zooms.
I do use a lot more zooms, yeah. It's because like I don't do PNG, so I feel like I gotta compensate sort of in that way. Okay. Just because like it's not my, like, not in the posh way of saying it's not my style, right? But like it's just like I don't think of jokes to come, like I don't think, oh, this would be a funny thing to bring in a PNG for, you know? I think it's a good point to zoom in, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do like, because like there's a point to PNGs that is like not like over much, but like it's lazy, right? But I like you put effects on the PNGs and you like there's like, I think you did like a dog one and it had like a glow on it or something. Like maybe, I don't know, but like there was a purple something and it was something, you know, I thought that was like a nice touch, you know, not just like plain bullshit.
Yeah, no, I try to at least fade it or do something.
Right. Yeah, and it's a shame how like limited sometimes Final Cut is. Yeah,
I mean, I wish it was a little bit more streamlined.
Yeah.
I wish it was easier to like do the keyframes and it wasn't so like fucked with their keyframes. Yeah. It's like you fuck up one and everything just goes to shit.
And like sometimes it changes one that you didn't even realize it was changing.
Yep.
That's like the biggest ass.
Yeah, no, it's like
you literally have to do it perfect every time, or like it
fucks it up.
It really does. And there's a point where I got in the groove of it, where I wasn't coming up with those mistakes. Like, those mistakes weren't happening. And I think it was doing, like, 3 clips at one time. Like, all in one day, I did 3 clips. And, like, none of those mistakes happened. And if they did happen, they were so quickly solved that it didn't even matter. But then, like, once you started, like, showing me them, I started, like, getting them way more frequently. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, am I just, like, fucking up? Like, or, like, what's going on?
No, it's just, like, the way that Final Cut is set up, that it, like... it wants to change parameters that it thinks you're going to want to change.
Exactly.
But it's like you don't want to change them.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're going to have to go in and manually delete what you don't want it to change.
I think it's because like, okay, so to give the viewers a little context, the way that it's set up is that you're given a viewfinder of your footage, and then next to that is all the properties of that footage. And some of the properties are like the scale, how big it is, and like where it is in the position of the canvas, which means like XY coordinates essentially. And you can zoom in by upping the scale of the footage. And there's two ways to okay, ignore that. You can move the image left to right and up and down with those coordinates, or you can click and drag on the viewfinder and move it around. But when you do that on the viewfinder, it makes a keyframe automatically for rotation, and it makes a keyframe automatically for scale, and it makes a keyframe automatically for like some other like anchor point as well. You know what I mean? And that's unnecessary when all you're doing is moving it left and right and up and down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you do that and then switch over to just adjusting, I think that's when it fucks up. Maybe, I don't know. It's all fucked.
I don't know either. It's like I feel like we self-taught ourselves Final Cut.
I mean, honestly, respect though.
Yeah, it's like
fucking badass.
Everything that we like, we're always just learning.
Yeah.
What the fuck Final Cut does, because nobody ever taught us.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody like taught us like, oh yeah, the keyframes like to do this. It's like we just like fucked up, and then we're just like,
had to figure out a solution.
Yeah, we just had to come up with like, why did it do that?
Exactly.
So going back through the keyframes, the keyframe editor, and figuring out why the fuck is that there, you know, and it's like it's just the process of editing.
Exactly.
You know?
And I think it's like I learned. I didn't make much on iMovie.
I didn't either.
I went like pretty much straight into Premiere and like Final Cut.
I did iMovie for a while. I think all through middle school I was iMovie, and then as soon as I got into high school, I switched over to Final Cut.
They had they still do this at Apple, the store. They teach classes.
Yeah.
And when I was a child and my mom worked there, I took a GarageBand class.
Cool.
So I was way more into GarageBand and sort of the free sphere of applications that Apple makes than I was iMovie.
Yeah.
But I also took an iMovie class. I hardly remember that one, but iMovie sucks.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to make anything in that?
I don't even think I have the app anymore.
I wish I didn't have it. I think it's like force installed on mine.
Really?
Yeah, or something. I don't know. It's stupid. I hate that thing, dude. I tried to do that for like simple stuff. I tried, you know. All I was doing was cutting up a piece of footage and zooming in maybe. That thing, you can't zoom in really well.
Really?
You can't like up the scale. It's like super backwards. You can't just up the scale like you do in Final Cut. It's super wet.
That's pretty dumb.
Yeah. And so like, and every time you make a cut, it like fucking aggressively makes it like a clip in the timeline. So it's like this clip, and then it's like a line to designate like a cut or transition, and then this clip, and it's just like you're cutting like a word out.
It's not just like a little perforated line.
Yeah. Exactly. Fucking lame, dude.
Yeah.
The thing is broken. But a lot of people make stuff on iMovie.
I don't think I could.
I can't. I tried. I had to move it into Final Cut.
Yeah.
Project.
Final Cut is like the only way to really like it's almost like the professional way of doing things too. It's like I feel like most efficient in Final Cut than I do in like Premiere.
Yeah.
It's like Premiere is like, I understand if you're gonna be taking like After Effects assets or if you're taking Photoshop assets, definitely use Premiere. But like anything other than that, I don't think I would.
I used Premiere all throughout my time working on my high school's news show.
Gotcha.
And I got obviously pretty proficient in it. I feel like if I went in, I could figure it out.
Yeah.
And I could understand it. But I really like audio tracks and video tracks. That's a big element that isn't a part of the Final Cut timeline.
Yes. I mean, you could separate them if you wanted to.
Yeah,
but
you could.
I don't see too much of a reason for it.
I think there's ways to edit like a whole track at a time.
Yeah.
So there's a nice way to edit music, just like all your like the music tracks.
Editing music in Premiere, I feel like is way easier.
Yeah, like and like dialogue, mixing everything like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know, it's just nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also like the what is it? It's like a crossfade, but it's an L and J cut essentially.
Yeah.
Where the audio overlaps into the first clip.
Gotcha.
Where it's just like a transition, like you plop down like a cross dissolve. Super beneficial, dude.
Yeah.
But on Final Cut, you have to like literally drag over the audio clip, and that's kind of an ass.
Yep.
But honestly, shout out to this podcast though. Thank you for listening.
Hell yeah.
Our most popular episode is the one on you on Zans, dude.
Yeah, I know. Rip.
It's just like I looked at our graph and it's just like a slow slope right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but our listeners are pretty solid. Like
Good.
It went from like it was I think our peak was maybe like 16.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. And then it went down to like 8, and then it went down to like 4, and then now it's back up at like 8 or 9.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're cruising, bro.
Yeah.
It's a little insight into our analytics. Don't check it out.
Don't check out our
Don't look
analytics.
at it. I don't think you can, but if you find it a way, don't. That means you're hacking us.
What's it called? You wanted to talk about
For 2021? Something else.
something that you recommend.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's time to peep.
Yeah, it's time
Oh
to
shit,
peep
we
some
only
shit.
have 4 minutes left in the episode. I see. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's time to peep, guys. This is a new recurring segment for the Slam Claw podcast. And it's just going to be us telling you to peep something, to check it out.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I personally have one off the top of my brain. Do you have one?
Yeah, no, I definitely want people to peep Kim Dracula.
Yes, nice. Yes, I
Kim
totally
Dracula's
agree.
Paparazzi.
Yes.
Fucking amazing.
Yes.
He's like the only reason that I think that like you can actually have like a different voice when you're singing, because it's like so fucking obscure,
but it's so
but
awesome.
It works so well.
Yeah.
So it's just like I definitely want people to peep Kim
I definitely showed Caitlin and Claire all of the Kim Dracula songs.
Yeah, no, the
Killdozer, fucking amazing.
Yeah, Paparazzi. Oh my god,
spotless.
spot on.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Exactly. I haven't listened to anything else by him. Is that fucked?
I mean,
is it anything different? Is it the same? Is it good?
He's got like this like sea shanty kind of song.
Interesting.
It's not bad.
Okay.
But it's
is that the only other one?
He's got I think another one on there as well.
So he's got
but,
4
like,
songs.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 songs. But I'm excited for everything that he's gonna.
I'm so hyped, dude.
Because like his lyrics are chimney chim chim chimaroo.
Yeah.
It's like that's such a good line.
A B C D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything he's come out with is just insanely good. So like hyped.
Hyped, dude. Thank you guys for listening to the Slam O'Clock podcast. Make sure to check out our Instagram and our TikTok. It's at Slam O'Clock Pod. Stay tuned for our shirts. And make sure to, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, you bitches. I know you're not subscribed. You fucking asshole. Fucking subscribe. Jesus Christ. Anywho, follow us on Spotify if you're listening.
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok,
Spotify, YouTube. You got it all.